mud is thick in northern France. It is May 1940, the end of May, the 27th, or the 28th. Time has lost meaning. Days blur together into one endless nightmare of retreat, of running, of dying. The color of the earth is not brown. It is black, black like coal, black like oil, black like the bottom of a well, black like death. The mud clings to everything, to boots, to wheels, to guns, to hope. It is ankle deep in places, knee deep in others. In the worst spots, waist deep, men have drowned in it, literally drowned, sucked down, unable to escape, their screams fading into gurgles, into silence, into nothing. The sky is gray, not the soft gray of morning mist, not the gentle gray of English clouds, the hard gray of smoke, of burning towns, of burning vehicles, of burning tanks, of burning men. The smoke rises in pillars, black columns reaching toward heaven, or toward nothing, just up, just away, just anywhere but here. The air smells of cordite and diesel and rotting flesh and fear. Always fear. It is a physical thing, a taste, metallic, sour. It coats the tongue, fills the mouth, soaks into the skin, into the lungs, into the very soul. The sound of artillery is constant, a distant thunder that never stops, that never pauses, that never gives mercy. It shakes the ground, makes the earth tremble, rattles teeth, rattles bones, rattles sanity. It reminds everyone every moment that death is coming, always coming, closer every hour, every minute, every heartbeat. The British Expeditionary Force is retreating. The word retreat is too kind, too organized, too dignified. They are running, fleeing, breaking. The German blitzkrieg has shattered the French lines. The panzers are everywhere, fast, unstoppable, cutting through Allied positions like knives through butter. The Luftwaffe owns the sky. Stukas dive, screaming, sirens wailing, bombs falling. Messerschmitts strafe the roads. The columns, the refugees, everything that moves, everything that breathes. The only hope is Dunkirk, the port, the beaches, the evacuation, Operation Dynamo. The Navy is coming, destroyers, fishing boats, pleasure craft, anything that floats, coming to rescue what is left of the BEF, to save the army, to bring the boys home. But first they have to get there, to Dunkirk, to the sea, to salvation. And the roads are hell, clogged with vehicles, with soldiers, with civilians, French, Belgian, British, all moving west, away from the Germans, away from the panzers, away from death. But death follows, always follows, fast, relentless, unstoppable, patient, on a road 3 kilometers east of the village of Arras. A British artillery unit is moving, or trying to move. Crawling would be more accurate. The 18th Field Regiment, Royal Artillery, proud regiment, long history, battle honors going back to Waterloo, to the Peninsular War, to glory. But there is no glory now, just survival. The regiment fields 25-pounder guns, good guns, reliable, accurate, powerful, the best field artillery the British have. For guns remain. Out of 12, the rest are destroyed, abandoned, lost, scattered across France like toys, like trash, like dreams. The 4 remaining guns are pulled by Morris commercial trucks. The trucks are old, pre-war, worn. The engines cough, sputter, protest. Black smoke pours from exhausts. The transmissions grind. The clutches slip. They are dying, like everything else, like everyone else. The mud is deep, thick, glutinous. The wheels spin, dig in, sink. The trucks lurch, shudder, barely move. 5 kilometers per hour, maybe less, maybe 2. Walking pace, crawling pace. At this rate, the Germans will catch them before nightfall, before sunset, before the next hour. Everyone knows it. No one speaks it. To speak it is to make it real. To acknowledge it is to accept it. And acceptance is surrender. And surrender is death. Or worse, captivity, shame, dishonor. In the lead truck sits Sergeant Major William Thompson. Bill to his friends. Tommy to his men. He is 36 years old. Old for a soldier. Too old for this war. His body aches. His joints creak. His back protests every bump, every jolt, every moment. But here he is anyway, behind the wheel, leading his crew, doing his duty. He has been in the Army since 1922, 18 years, a lifetime, peacetime Army for most of it, parades on sunny Saturdays, drills in the morning, polished brass, clean uniforms, barracks inspections, maneuvers on Salisbury Plain, beer in the Nafi, football matches, boxing tournaments, letters from home, simple, safe, boring, good, not this, not France, not mud, not death, not retreat. His face is weathered, lined, deep creases around his eyes, around his mouth, gray stubble on his jaw. He is not shaved in a week. No time, no water, no point. Who cares what a dead man looks like? His uniform is filthy, caked with mud. The khaki turned dark brown, almost black, stiff with dried sweat, with blood, not his blood, other men's blood, from carrying wounded, from dragging bodies, from doing what needed to be done. His hands grip the wheel, knuckles white, tendons standing out. He stares ahead, at the endless road, at the endless column of vehicles, of refugees, of soldiers, of death, at the endless gray sky. His eyes are blue, pale blue, like ice, like winter sky. They used to be warm, kind. Now they are hard, empty. The eyes of a man who has seen too much, lost too much, endured too much. Behind him in the truck bed sits his crew, 5 men, boys really, early 20s, barely old enough to shave, barely old enough to vote, barely old enough to drink, but old enough to die, old enough to kill, old enough to see things no human should see. Their faces used to be fresh, young, eager, before France, before the German invasion, before the retreat, before the horror. Now they look 50, hollow eyes, sunken cheeks, pale skin, trembling hands, shell shock, battle fatigue, whatever you want to call it. The look of men pushed beyond breaking, beyond sanity, beyond hope. Gunnar Harris, full name Robert Harris, 22 years old, from Manchester, working class. Father worked in a textile mill. Mother cleaned houses. Harris joined the Army to escape poverty, to see the world, to make something of himself. He has seen the world. He has seen France burning. He has seen friends die. He has made something of himself. A killer, a survivor, a ghost. Loader Davies, full name David Davies, 21, from Cardiff, Welsh, proud of it. Father was a coal miner. Davies grew up underground, in darkness. He thought the Army would be different, above ground, in light, in air. He was wrong. War is darker than any mine. Lair Mitchell, full name Andrew Mitchell, 23, from Edinburgh, Scottish, stubborn, hard. Father was a shopkeeper, respectable, middle class. Mitchell was supposed to go to university, study law, become a solicitor. Then the war came. Now he studies death. Driver Young, full name Thomas Young, 20, from London, East End, Cockney, quick with a joke. Or he was, before. Now he barely speaks, barely smiles, barely exists. And Bombardier Clark, full name James Clark, 24, the oldest of the crew, from Liverpool, dockworker's son, tough, loyal, Tommy's right hand. His second, the one who keeps the others together, keeps them sane, keeps them human. Good lads, all of them, Tommy's responsibility. His crew, his boys, his sons in all but blood. The radio crackles. mounted on the dashboard. A voice, distant, broken, buried in static. Command, brigade headquarters, or what is left of it. All units, fall back to grid reference. The rest is lost, swallowed by static, by distance, by chaos. Tommy does not need to hear the rest. Fall back, always fall back. That has been the only order for 2 weeks, since the Germans broke through, since the line collapsed, since everything went to hell. Fall back and pray. Fall back and hope. Fall back and die slowly instead of quickly. He keys the mic, presses a button, speaks into the receiver. His voice is calm, steady. Years of practice, years of discipline. This is Sergeant Major Thompson, 18th Field Regiment. Acknowledge. We are falling back. Grid reference. He checks the map. Folded on the seat beside him. Creased. Torn. Stained with mud and coffee and blood. Grid reference. He reads the numbers. The radio crackles. No response. He tries again. Repeat. This is Thompson, 18th Field. Acknowledging fallback order. Nothing. Just static. Just the hiss of empty air. The radio is dead. Or command is gone. Or everyone is dead and no one is left to answer. Does not matter. The order is the same. Has been the same. Will always be the same. Fall back. Run. Survive. Maybe. He looks at the map again. Studies it. Traces the route with his finger. They are 12 kilometers from Dunkirk. 12 kilometers from the coast. From the beaches. From the evacuation. From the Navy. From home. 12 kilometers. 20 minutes in peacetime. On good roads. In good weather. In a good truck. This is not peacetime. The roads are hell. The weather is worse. The trucks are dying. 12 kilometers might as well be 1,200. Might as well be the moon. He looks in the rearview mirror. At the road behind. Empty. For now. Just mud. Just tracks. Just rain starting to fall. But not for long. He can hear them. The Germans. Their engines. Distant but growing louder. The deep rumble of diesel. Of panzers. Of death machines. The high whine of motorcycles. Of scout units. Of advance guards. They are coming. Fast. Professional. Relentless. The German army does not retreat. Does not hesitate. Does not show mercy. It advances. Always advances. Like a machine. Like a tide. Like fate itself. Tommy presses the accelerator. The pedal goes to the floor. The engine whines. Protests. The truck lurches forward. The wheels spin in the mud. Dig in. Grip. They move. Inches. Feet. Meters. Slow. Too slow. Agonizingly slow. Harris leans forward from the back. His voice cuts through the engine noise. Sarge, do you think we will make it? Tommy does not answer immediately. He thinks. About the distance. 12 kilometers. About the Germans. 5 kilometers behind. Maybe less. About the speed. 5 kilometers per hour. About the math. The simple, brutal, honest math. They will not make it. Cannot make it. The Germans will catch them. In an hour. Maybe 2. Probably less. But he cannot say that. Cannot tell these boys they're going to die. Cannot take their hope. Even false hope. Even desperate hope. So he lies. He says, yes, lad. We will make it. Just keep your head down and hang on. Harris nods. Wants to believe. Needs to believe. Tommy can see it in his eyes. The desperate need for hope. For reassurance. For someone to tell him it will be okay. Even when it will not be. Tommy gives him that. Because that is what sergeants do. That is what leaders do. They lie. Kindly. Mercifully. Necessarily. At noon they stop. Not by choice. The convoy ahead is halted. Jammed. Blocked. Stopped cold. Tommy cranes his neck. Tries to see. A blown bridge maybe. A crater. An ambush. Something. He cannot tell. Just a mass of vehicles. Of soldiers. Of chaos. He sets the brake. Turns off the engine. Saves fuel. What little is left. He gets out. His boots hit the mud, sink, ankle deep. The cold oozes in, through the worn leather, through the holes, through his socks. His feet are numb already, have been for days. Trench foot, he knows it. Everyone has it. The medics are gone. The medicine is gone. All that remains is endurance and death. Eventually, he walks forward, past trucks identical to his, Morris commercials, past Bedfords, past requisitioned civilian vehicles, past horse-drawn carts. Yes, horse-drawn, like the Great War, like 1914, like nothing has changed in 26 years. Past soldiers, British, French, Belgian, all moving west, all looking east, all waiting, all afraid. He reaches the blockage. A truck, overturned, burned, still smoldering despite the rain. Bodies scattered around it. 5, 6, 7. Hard to count, hard to look. Burned, charred, twisted, unrecognizable. The smell is unbearable. Sweet, sickening. The smell of cooked meat, of burned hair, of death. Tommy forces himself not to gag, not to look away. These were men, soldiers, British, his countrymen. They deserve to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be remembered. An officer stands beside the wreck. A lieutenant, young, maybe 25, baby-faced, smooth skin, no lines, no scars, no experience. He looks lost, overwhelmed, panicked. His eyes are wide. His hands shake. He is shouting, pointing, trying to organize the chaos, trying to clear the road, trying to impose order on disorder. It is not working. No one is listening. Everyone is watching the east, waiting for the Germans, for the tanks, for death. Tommy approaches, salutes, old habits, drilled into him over 18 years. The lieutenant barely notices, barely registers. Tommy speaks, loud, clear. What is the situation, sir? The lieutenant turns, sees Tommy, sees the stripes on his arm. Sergeant Major, experience, authority. Relief floods the lieutenant's face. Then despair returns. He says, "We are fucked, Sergeant. That is the situation. Germans will be here in an hour, maybe less. Scouts have spotted panzers 5 kilometers east. Moving fast. We need to move. Now. But the road is blocked and we cannot clear it in time." Tommy looks at the wreckage, at the crater beneath it. An artillery shell, or a bomb. The road is gone. Completely gone. A hole 3 meters wide, 5 meters deep. Impassable. He says, "Can we go around, sir?" Through the fields. The lieutenant shakes his head. He says the fields are mined. Or we think they are. Probably are. Germans mined everything. French mined everything. Everyone mined everything. We send a truck through, it gets blown up. We send men through, they get blown up. We are trapped. Tommy thinks, looks around, sees the terrain. Flat, open, no cover, no escape routes. Just fields and mud and death. He says then we abandon the vehicles. Go on foot, cross country. The lieutenant nods. He says yes. That is the order. Leave the heavy equipment, the guns, the trucks, everything. Grab weapons and ammunition and go. Move fast. Move light. Get to Dunkirk any way you can. Tommy stares. He says, "Leave the gun, sir." The lieutenant meets his eyes. His voice is sharp, defensive. "Yes, Sergeant. Leave the guns. We cannot take them. They will slow us down, get us killed. Our job is to survive, to get to Dunkirk, to get back to England, to fight another day. The guns stay. That is an order from brigade, from General Gord himself. Do you understand?" Tommy wants to argue, wants to protest. These guns are valuable, powerful, needed. Leaving them is waste, is surrender, is shame. But orders are orders. And arguing with a lieutenant in the middle of a retreat, in the middle of a disaster, is pointless. So he salutes. He says, "Yes, sir. I understand. The lieutenant nods, turns away, starts shouting at other men, other units, other problems. Tommy stand there, staring at the burning truck, at the bodies, at the waste, at the madness. He thinks about the guns. His guns, 25-pounders. Good guns. Reliable, powerful. He trained on those guns. For years. Lived with them. Worked with them. Fought with them. And now, leave them. Abandon them. Let the Germans take them. Use them. Turn them against British soldiers. Against his boys. Against everything he fought for. No, not if he can help it. He makes a decision. A terrible decision. A necessary decision. A final decision. He walks back to his truck. His crew is waiting. Standing in the mud. Smoking cigarettes. Sharing a canteen. Trying to look calm. Failing. They see him coming. See his face. See the decision in his eyes. Clark speaks first. What is the word, Sarge? Tommy stops. Looks at them. His boys. His crew. His responsibility. He says we leave the guns. Go on foot. Across country. Make for Dunkirk. The crew stares. Silent. Shocked. Then Harris speaks. Leave the guns, Sarge. Just leave them. Tommy nods. Davies says, but those are our guns. Our responsibility. Tommy says, I know. But orders are orders. Brigade says, leave everything. Move fast. Get to the coast. Mitchell says that is a shit order. Tommy almost smiles. Almost. He says yes. It is. But it is what we have. He pauses. Looks at each of them. Then says, listen carefully. I need you lot to do exactly as I say. You're going to go. Now. Right now. Grab your rifles. Your packs. Your ammunition. Your water. Everything you can carry. Then you go west. Cross country. Stay off the roads. The roads are death traps. Go through the fields. Through the farms. Through the villages. Whatever you find. Just keep going west. Do not stop. Do not look back. Get to Dunkirk. Get on a boat. Get home. Young speaks. His voice shaking. What about you, Sarge? Tommy says I will catch up. Clark steps forward. His voice is firm. Hard. Like hell, Sarge. We stay together. That is the rule. You taught us that. Never leave a man behind. Never split up. We stay together. Tommy shakes his head. He says, not this time. This time you go and I stay. Clark says, why? Why would you stay? Tommy does not answer. Not directly. He just says because someone has to, and it will not be you. It will be me. Now stop arguing and start moving. That is an order. Harris says we are not leaving you, Sarge. We will not. Mitchell says he is right. We stay or we all go. No one gets left behind. Tommy raises his voice. Rare, very rare. In 18 years, his crew has heard him shout maybe 5 times. This is the 6th. He says you will do exactly as I tell you. You will grab your kit. You will head west. You will reach Dunkirk. You will get on a boat. You will sail to England. You will go home to your families. You will live. You will have lives. You will have futures. That is what you will do. That is my final order. Do you understand? The crew stares. Silent. Broken. Then Clark nods. Slowly. Painfully. He says, yes, Sarge. We understand. Tommy's voice softens. Good. Now go. Move. Before I change my mind. The crew hesitates. Then they move. Grabbing rifles. Lee Enfields. Grabbing packs. Webbing. Water bottles. Ammunition pouches. Everything they can carry. They look back. One last time. Harris's eyes are wet. He says, Sarge, thank you for everything, for keeping us alive, for teaching us, for being like a father. Tommy swallows. Hard. His throat tight. He says, save it, lad. Thank me when you get home. When you are sitting in a pub in Manchester with a pint and a girl, then you can thank me. Harris nods. Davies says we will never forget you. Tommy says I know. Now bugger off before the Germans get here. They go, slowly, reluctantly, into the fields, into the rain, into the gray. Clark is last. He stops, turns, salutes. Perfect salute. Parade ground perfect. Tommy returns it, just as perfect. Then Clark is gone, disappeared into the mist, into survival, into the future. Tommy stand there, alone, in the mud, in the rain, in the knowledge of what comes next. Then he turns back to guns. He walks to the nearest 25-pounder. His gun, the one he has commanded for 2 years. Since 1938, since before the war, since the regiment mobilized, since everything changed, he runs his hand along the barrel. Cold, wet, smooth, solid, reliable. He knows every inch of this gun, every bolt, every lever, every mechanism. He has cleaned it 1,000 times, fired it 1,000 times, trained on it, lived with it, dreamed about it, and now he will die with it. He checks the ammunition. 3 wooden crates stacked beside the gun. Standard loadout. 6 shells per crate. 18 total. High explosive. Armor piercing. Enough. Enough to make a stand. Enough to buy time. Enough to let his boys escape. Enough to matter. He loads a gun. By himself. It normally takes a crew of 6. Gunner. Loader. Layer. Breech operator. Ammunition handler. Commander. 6 men working together. Choreographed. Practiced. Efficient. But Tommy can do it alone. Has done it alone. In training. In emergencies. In nightmares. Slower. Harder. More exhausting. But possible. He opens a breech. Grabs a shell. Heavy. 25 pounds. Hence the name. He lifts it. His back protests. His arms shake. But he manages. Slides it into the breech. Closes it. Locked. Ready? He sets the elevation. The traverse. Calculating mentally. Mathematics. Angles. Distance. Ballistics. He knows it all. Has done it 1,000 times. East. Toward the sound of engines. Toward the Germans. Toward death. He sets the range. 2,000 yards. That is where they will come. Where they must come. The road forces them, channels them, makes them predictable, makes them targets. He steps back, looks at the gun, at the shells, at the mud, at the gray sky, at his future. Then he sits on an ammo crate and waits and thinks about home, about Yorkshire, the Dales, green hills, stone walls, sheep grazing, streams bubbling, clean air. Fresh air, home air. He grew up there, in a small village. Hawes. Population maybe 800. Everyone knew everyone. He worked on his father's farm. Sheep, cattle, hay. Hard work, honest work, good work. But not enough. Not for him. He wanted more. Wanted adventure. Wanted to see the world. So he joined the army in 1922. At 18. Young, stupid, eager. The recruiter painted a beautiful picture. Travel, training, camaraderie, a pension, respect. He did not mention mud, death, horror. But Tommy has no regrets. Or few. He saw the world. Egypt, India, Palestine. He made friends. Good friends. Brothers. Many are dead now. He learned. Discipline, leadership. Honor. He became a man. A good man. He hopes. He met Maggie. Margaret. The best thing. The only thing. The everything. They met in 1924. At a dance in Leeds. He was on leave. Visiting a friend. The dance was loud. Crowded. Hot. He saw her across the room. Wearing a blue dress. Pale blue. With white flowers. Daisies. Or maybe roses. Hard to remember, but he remembers her smile. Wide, genuine, warm. She smiled at him, and he was lost. Completely, utterly, forever lost. They danced. They talked. They laughed. They fell in love. Simple, easy, right. They married in 1925. Small wedding. Just family. Just friends. Just joy. They bought a small house in York, near the Minster, 2 bedrooms, a garden. Perfect. She wanted children. He did too, but it never happened. Doctors could not say why. Just bad luck. Just fate. Just one of those things. It hurt, for both of them, but they had each other. And that was enough. More than enough. They were happy. 15 years. 15 good years. Then the war came. He was mobilized, sent to France. He promised he would come home. Promised they would grow old together. Promised they would sit in the garden and watch the flowers grow and drink tea and be happy. He meant it, every word. But promises mean nothing to war. War takes. Always takes. Never gives. He pulls out a cigarette. His last one. From a pack he bought in Calais 3 weeks ago. A lifetime ago. Crumpled. Bent. The paper torn. But smokable. He lights it with a match. The flame flares. Bright against the gray. He cups it against the wind. Inhales. The smoke is harsh. Bitter. Old. But familiar. Comforting. He thinks about Maggie. Wonders if she knows. If somehow she can feel it. Feel him. Feel this. Probably not. But maybe. Who knows? He has a letter in his pocket. Written 3 days ago. In a barn. At night. By candlelight. He pulls it out now. Unfolds it. The paper is stained. Damp. The ink is smudged. But readable. He reads it. One more time. Dear Maggie, if you are reading this, then I am gone. I am sorry. I want to come home. I tried. I really tried. But sometimes trying is not enough. Sometimes the world takes what it wants, and we cannot stop it. I want you to know I love you. I have always loved you. From the first moment I saw you at that dance in Leeds. You were wearing that blue dress, the one with the white flowers. You smiled at me, and I knew you were the one. I knew I would love you forever. And I have, every day, every moment, even here, even now, even in this hell. I carry you with me, in my heart, in my thoughts, in my dreams. You are my light, my hope, my reason. I have never regretted a single day with you, not one. You gave me 15 years of happiness, of love, of home. That is more than most men get, more than I deserve. I am sorry I will not be there to grow old with you, to sit in our garden on summer evenings, to watch the flowers bloom, to drink tea and hold your hand and just be. I wanted that. I wanted it so much, but it is not to be. I want you to live, Maggie. Do not mourn me too long. I am not worth it. I am just a soldier, just a man who did his duty. Nothing special, nothing great, but you are everything. You are the best thing that ever happened to me, the only thing that mattered. Find happiness, Maggie. Find joy. Find love if you can. You deserve it. You deserve everything. I love you. I will always love you, even in death, even in whatever comes next. I will love you forever. Your Bill. He folds a letter, carefully, gently, puts it back in his pocket, over his heart, where it belongs. Then he finishes the cigarette, drops it in the mud, crushes it under his boot, and waits for the end. He hears them at 1,400 hours. 2 o'clock. The engines. Loud, deep, unmistakable. Panzers. German tanks. Coming from the east. Right on schedule. Right where he expected. Right into his trap. He stands. Checks the gun one more time. Everything ready. Everything perfect. He peers down the road. Sees them. Gray shapes emerging from the mist. From the rain. From the gloom. Panzers. 3 of them. Panzer IIIs. Maybe Panzer IVs. Hard to tell at this distance. But big. Armored. Deadly. Infantry behind them. Marching. Maybe 100. Maybe more. They advance slowly. Cautiously. Professional. They know the British are retreating. Know they are broken. But they are not careless. Not arrogant. Just methodical. Just efficient. Just German. Tommy sights the lead tank. Through the crude iron sights. No fancy optics, no rangefinder, just eyeball, just experience, just instinct. He calculates distance, elevation, wind, rain, all of it. Mental mathematics, muscle memory, years of training. He waits, lets them come. 1,000 yards, 900, 800, closer. Come on, come closer. Into range, into killing range. 700 yards, 600, 500. Now, he fires. The 25-pounder roars. A sound like thunder, like the end of the world. The recoil slams the gun back. 6 inches. Tommy braces, absorbs it. The shell screams through the air. A high-pitched shriek. Then impact. Dead center on the lead tank. Penetration. The shell punches through the armor, through the hull, into the interior, into ammunition, into fuel, into crew. Explosion. The tank erupts. Orange flame. Black smoke. The turret lifts off, flies 10 feet in the air, crashes down. The hull burns. Hatches open. Crew bails. On fire. Screaming. Running. Dying. 2 make it out. Both burning. Both dying. They collapse in the mud. The rain cannot save them. Nothing can. They die screaming. The other 2 tanks stop. Turrets traverse. Searching. Looking for the gun. Looking for Tommy. Looking for death. The infantry scatters. Diving for cover. Into ditches. Behind trees. Into the mud. Shouting. Pointing. Radios crackling. Tommy reloads. Fast as he can. Alone. Grab shell. Load. Close breech. Aim. Fire. 25 seconds. He fires again. Second tank. Hit. Glancing blow off the turret. Not penetration, but damage. The tank stops. Smoke pours. Tracks blown. Immobilized. Not destroyed, but out of the fight. The third tank fires. Tommy dives. The shell lands 5 meters away. Impact. Explosion. Shrapnel tears through the air, through the gun shield, through space. Tommy is hit. Shrapnel in his left arm, in his side. Hot, sharp, instant. He screams. Cannot help it. Pain. White hot. Blinding. Blood pours. Soaks his uniform. He ignores it. Has to. No choice. He crawls back to gun. Reloads. One-handed. Right hand only. Left arm useless. Hanging. Bleeding. He uses his teeth. Grabs the shell with his right hand. Lifts. God, it is heavy. Too heavy. He manages. Slides it in. Closes breech with his knee. Aims with his good hand. Fires. Third tank. Hit. Engine. Rear armor. Weak point. Penetration. The tank burns. Crew bails. 3 of them. Running. Not on fire. Lucky. Tommy does not shoot them. Let them run. Let them live. They are not the threat. The infantry is. He swings the gun. Aims at the infantry. Cluster behind cover. Loads high explosive. Fragmentation. Area effect. Fires. The shell lands among them. Explosion. Bodies fly. Limbs torn. Screaming. Chaos. Tommy reloads. Fires again. Another cluster. Another explosion. More dead. More wounded. More chaos. The Germans break. Pull back. Out of range. Out of sight. Reorganizing. Calling for support. For artillery. For air support. For reinforcements. Tommy has bought time. 30 minutes. Maybe more. Long enough. Long enough for his boys to get away. Long enough to matter. He sits. Behind the gun. Bleeding. Hurting. Dying. But smiling. Because he did it. He bought them time. He gave them a chance. That is all. That is enough. The Germans return at 1,500 hours. Not 3 tanks. 10. Not 100 infantry. 300. They learned. They adapted. They brought overwhelming force. Tommy watches them come. He has 9 shells left. 9 bullets against an army. He laughs. Mad laugh. Desperate laugh. Honest laugh. He loads. Fires. Hits a tank. Disabled. Loads. Fires. Misses. Loads. Fires. Hits infantry. Loads. Fires. Hits nothing. Shaking too much. Losing too much blood. Vision blurring. Hands numb. He keeps firing. 1 shell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All gone. Empty. Finished. The Germans advance. Firing. Machine guns. Rifles. Mortars. Artillery. Everything. The ground explodes around him. The gun is hit. Shield torn. Barrel bent. Destroyed. Tommy is hit. Again. Shoulder. Leg. Chest. He falls. Cannot get up. Cannot move. Cannot breathe. Just blood. Just pain. Just end. He lies there. In the mud. Staring at the sky. At the gray. At the rain. Thinking about Maggie. About home. About green hills. About blue dresses. About dancing. About love. The Germans reach him. Surround him. Weapons aimed. An officer approaches. SS, black uniform. Death's head insignia. Young. 30 maybe. He looks down at Tommy. Then at the gun. At the destroyed tanks. At the dead soldiers. At the carnage. He says in perfect English, you did all this. Alone. Tommy tries to speak. Cannot. Too much blood. Too weak. He nods. The officer says why. Tommy coughs. Blood bubbles. He forces words out. Whisper. Barely audible. My boys. Had to. Let them go. The officer understands. Nods. He is a soldier too. He knows. He says you are brave. Foolish. But brave. You should have run. Tommy shakes his head. Smiles. Blood on his teeth. Says duty. The officer says yes. Duty. He looks at his men. Says in German, lower weapons. Show respect. They do. The officer kneels. Says I can get you medical aid. You might survive. Tommy shakes his head. Too late. Too far. He says tell them. My boys. Proud. So proud. The officer says if I can. I will. Tommy nods. Thanks. Then closes his eyes. The pain stops. The sound stops. Everything stops. Peace. Finally, peace. They bury him there, beside the road. The German officer insists. He finds a letter in Tommy's pocket, reads it, orders a proper burial. Soldier's grave, marked with helmet, British, battered, bloodstained. They salute. German saluting a British soldier. Enemy honoring enemy. Human honoring human. Then they move on, west, after the retreating British. But respectful now, somber, because one man showed them courage, showed them honor, showed them what it means to be a soldier. Years pass. War ends. The officer survives, becomes a teacher. In Munich, he never forgets. In 1946, he travels to England, to York, to a small house near the Minster. Knocks. Woman answers. Older. Sad. Maggie. He gives her the letter. Tells her about Tommy. About the stand. About the bravery. About the honor. She weeps. He leaves. She reads a letter. Every day. For the rest of her life. Tommy's crew survives. All 5. They make it to Dunkirk. Get on boats. Go home. They never forget. Never stop being grateful. Return to France every year. To the grave. To remember. To honor. To say thank you. And on a road near Arras a grave remains. Tended. Honored. The grave of Sergeant Major William Thompson, who stayed behind so his crew could escape. Who proved one man can make a difference. Who showed that sacrifice is love. Forever.